Well, our series, A More Perfect Union, aims to show that what unites us as Americans is far greater than what divides us. Just days before Christmas, two patients in dire circumstances at University of Chicago Medicine forged an unlikely friendship and made medical history while doing it. In interviews you'll see first on CBS This Morning, Adriana Diaz shows us how they formed an unbreakable bond. Adriana, this has a personal connection, too.
It does, Bianna. Good morning. Drew Smith, a truck driver from the south side of Chicago, was just a few doors down from Sarah McFarland, an occupational therapist from Michigan. They had different backgrounds, but shared the same grim odds. They both needed a procedure so rare, it had only been done 15 times in U.S. history. Other hospitals actually turned Sarah away, and one even suggested end-of-life care. But then she met Drew, and their lives changed course together.
We're going to start with the liver biopsy.
At the University of Chicago Medical Center, you wouldn't blame Drew Smith
Happy with the kidney?
and Sarah McFarland for keeping their distance. They were both on the same wait list for the same rare triple organ transplant.
I was like, I don't want to feel like it's a competition thing, like, you know, who's going to live and who's going to die.
Drew has an inflammatory condition that caused organ failure. When Sarah was a child, a virus attacked her heart and she had a heart transplant at 12. But recently her health deteriorated. Both needed heart, liver, kidney transplants, but no hospital has ever done two in a single year.
My mom and I were both starting to get a little sad or down.
Because they were telling me about me needing basically a miracle.
Doctors don't introduce patients on the same wait list, even if they have different blood types like Sarah and Drew. But they met at physical therapy and a friendship began.
I saw him going to walk. I was like, oh, I should really get up and go do my laps too.
Sarah was just marathon, you know, knocking out laps. And she would encourage me like, you know, we got you, Drew. We can slow down a little bit.
She was kind of like a coach.
Yeah, motivation.
Good job.
That positivity paid off. Days before Christmas, Drew had a donor, a new chance at life, and to see his 3-year-old grow up.
To be honest, I felt a little bad at first. And I was like, she also been through so much too. You know, like, why didn't she go first?
Then, during Drew's surgery, the transplant team got news they could only describe as a Christmas miracle. Sarah got a match too.
This is the first time it's happened, that one institution is doing in the same year. I'm not saying in the same months, I'm not saying in the same week. We never in our dream thought it would be so close.
Sarah, how did you get the news that you were going to get transplanted?
Well, so it was kind of funny because Dr. Smith came in.
Of course, I knew who she meant.
I like your tie.
Oh, something special looked it up for me.
Because Dr. Brian Smith is my fiance.
I said to her, have you heard the great news?
And we were all like, oh, Drew's back. Like, it didn't take 20 hours. So we just were so excited.
Kept talking for a minute or so, and I realized she had no idea.
The good news was for her.
Exactly, yeah. So I stopped her and said, actually, the donor's for you. And she and her mother were speechless.
We're like completely oblivious to it for a long time. And because of all the excitement of ourselves for Drew.
We have patients who have waited 2 days.
Dr. Valuvan Jivanandam is the pair's heart surgeon. All told, Drew's surgery took 17 hours. Sarah's 20, almost back to back.
What do you think it was that brought matches for both of these patients in such a short amount of time?
Fate. It's one of those things about transplant which is actually spiritual. You control some things, but when donors occur, you have no control over it all. And maybe there is karma in that they're rewarded for their good deeds.
Good deeds like being open to friendship where others wouldn't and paying it forward.
I'm just forever grateful for the decision to be an organ donor. I'll forever take the gift, treat it with respect.
So usually I don't do the new year, new me stuff, but I can honestly say this year is like a new year, new me.
Drew says he wants to change his life and become a motivational speaker. He also looks forward to being able to raise his son. As for Sarah, she wants to live her life to the fullest to honor her donor. Drew is still recovering in the hospital. Sarah got discharged on Monday, so she is off living that new life.
Oh, what a great story.
Drew and Sarah, lifelong friends.
And so nice to meet Dr. Smith, too.
Dr. Smith is lovely.
I love his tie and your ring. Adriana.
Adriana, I swear you've got 106 teeth in your mouth now. Lord. I can tell he's so smart, too.
He is.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All the
Congratulations.
feels on
you
this.
and Dr. Smith and Drew and Sarah. This was a great story.
Wonderful
Thank
one.
you.
And if you have a story you think should be highlighted in our series, A More Perfect Union, we want to hear from you. Visit CBSThisMorning.com to submit your idea.